Hello everybody, welcome to the Boo Review. We're about to review Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, because AJ has never seen it, any of these horror movies, and he's new to horror, so this is a new series, new to horror.
So at the time of recording, I probably watched that one 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I actually watched it with you again for the first time. So yeah. So what do you think? You've actually sat on this movie for a little bit too, so your opinion should be a little bit more informed.
The more I think about it, I liked the movie pretty well upon watching it, more than I ever expected to. Because I originally, I spoiled myself just a little bit before I watched it because I wanted to know, like, I'm not into super violent movies usually too much.
And I love them.
So I kind of like spoiled myself just a little bit to try and find out if anything too, I didn't read like all the details of what happened, but just find out if any of it was too bad. But not really.
Yeah.
I mean, if the movie came out today, there's some intense scenes.
I think that's the big thing about this movie. It's an intense movie without a lot of blood. It's just the context of everything that's happening that feels so intense.
And there's so much like implied violence and stuff like that I mean, it happens.
People
but you don't get to see
it struck such a nerve that people remembered it a certain way as being a very violent movie, but it's really not. Compared to what we have today, especially.
Also, before you keep going, if you haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974, spoilers. We're about to get into spoilers.
Spoilers for these old ass movies, dude. It's fine.
I really like it.
At this point, it's their bad. If they're clicking
I'm still going to let people know.
Okay.
Right. But the more I think about it, I like this movie a lot.
Yeah. When we were sitting there watching it, I remember feeling the same way that Nathan felt watching it because he had never seen it either, and I was surprised. But he'd never seen it, and the way he felt was exactly how I felt kind of the first time I watched it. Is that I really enjoyed it, but the screaming at the end when she's screaming it becomes very nerve wracking. Not in a like, oh, this is scary kind of way, and more like I'm extremely annoyed at all this yelling kind of way. Yeah, it's very grating. So, but watching it again. I actually appreciate how aggressive it is on the audience. Like, it's just being like, this sucks.
That's what I was going to say. Like, as a viewer, it's grating, but like...
That's kind of intentional.
But like, how it is, like, that scene goes on. It feels like for a while, but I think it's only about 3 minutes. I feel like in actuality.
Is it really?
I think it's actually a fairly short scene. Maybe it's longer. Maybe the entire scene, but the intense
feels like
screaming.
3 hours of
It's
screaming.
whatever length of time it is. Maybe it's like 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
I think it really becomes almost avant-garde at that point because there's like zoom ins on her eyeball and stuff like that, and like they're all laughing and they're laughing for a long time. It's like it's almost in a way you're right. Like the movie is made to make you kind of feel bad because the movie is sitting there like it's almost attacking you. Like you're in this situation, you're hearing this screaming, you're hearing them laugh, and just be morbid and everything.
And you know what it's coming down to at this point. Your other friends have all died.
Yeah,
I think the only death she sees though is Franklin, right?
I think so. Yeah. But
when she gets there, I don't think she
doesn't
sees
really
the other
know.
bodies.
Yeah, she
but she, I guess you can assume at this point she might see one of them in the freezer.
I will say a negative about this movie, and when I was watching it again, is that her character is not that likable. She's not really anybody.
Nobody's that likable.
But usually in horror movies, usually occasionally they'll be like
none of them are that bad either, though.
I really didn't like her. I don't know what it was about her. She just really irritated me. And so I mean, she wasn't the worst in the world. Like, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of her.
The characters, for the most part, the best that I can remember, they're not super memorable, the main characters, but the best I can remember, they're all just okay. They're like, none of them are great. None of them are good.
Right, you're right. I agree. I think that's an issue with this movie. Like if I felt for her, if I knew a little bit more about her and went through this with her as a character I liked, it would have been crazy effective to me. But when you watch it, she's kind of a bitch to her brother a little bit, and her brother is not the best either. He's very annoying. Like he acts like a child sometimes. His
reaction to the time traveling James Franco in the van with the knife and everything.
James Franco. Yeah, that's exactly who that is. Yeah,
is almost kind of like he doesn't completely understand and everything. The way he's like,
he acts like I think he acts like a child. Like I don't
think it's that severe.
Well, no, because think about it. He's just like, my grandpappy did. You know how kids are like? They're like, my grandpappy did this in this one place. That's really good, Mister. Like it feels like that's the way. And then whenever he's mad at his sister, he's like, it'll be great. And he's like doing that thing that kids do.
Yeah.
It took me! Sally, I hear something. Stop.
I guess guess so.
Yeah,
me, he's
very, and I noticed it way more this time watching it, that it feels like maybe he has more of a mental handicap that they don't really delve into.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. A thing I like about this movie that I noticed this time watching it is the kind of the moral ambiguity of the villains. That's kind of strange, is because I was joking about it. There was a time whenever he kills like 2 people, and then he like runs away, like he's like disturbed by the fact that he's done this thing, and he kind of just looks out the window for a little bit, like he regrets what happens, like he's aware enough to realize that what he's done is wrong. And I remember we were laughing about it. I was like, oh, he's regretting it. That's hilarious. And we just thought maybe it was just like I didn't think about they were actually intending it that way, but apparently, yeah. And that it's another thing. It's also reinforced whenever the I guess the father figure, not the grandfather, but the original creepy guy at the gas station. Whenever he is like, I don't really like this stuff. I don't like, we gotta do what we gotta do to keep our grandpa alive. That's pretty much what he's saying, But then he comes back around and he starts laughing, enjoying it a little bit, and it's like he's torn. He's going back between these 2 things, and I guess you could say it's very campy the way everything is. It's a little over the top, but I just like that it's there at all. Like that the movie is I think the movie is maybe a little bit deeper than I gave it credit for when I first initially watched it. So
it's not an argument that I wouldn't argue that we should be sympathetic to Leatherface, but clearly the family that he grew up with is super twisted,
he's fucked up,
and would have molded him, because from the best we can gather, he can't actually speak.
Not well. He kind of mumbles some stuff. It seems like he's saying something a couple times, but it's like you can't.
It makes a lot of
you can't really make, like kind of
he does a lot of that, and then whenever the father comes home, like he's like beating the shit out of Leatherface, because he's like, these kids got here and like they're gonna tell everybody.
And he beats the shit out of James Franco too.
Oh yeah, he does. For harassing them.
And are all very dumb. Like they're dumb as shit. So I don't know if they're saying they're dumb as shit because they're hillbillies and that's like a stereotype, a big stereotype, or if they're just saying like there's inherited retardation or something. Like I have no idea.
Like if they are inbred, which would result. They don't really. They don't go that deep into.
They don't go that deep into explaining it, but I guess that's what.
But it is kind of established that they're very isolated and keep to their own and do their own thing out there. So
it's very comedic. There's actually forget that. I'll mention that in a second. Let's talk about the best scare I would say in the whole movie.
I agree.
It's the scare whenever Leatherface first appears.
His first appearance
is amazing. It's so good.
It's very fast and it's very intense.
It's very fast, intense, and brutal. Yeah. It's just because and for one, that angle, that shot of that house, looking into that room with their stuff, that is a very creepy feeling. That was in VR. I wouldn't want to go to that, especially now that Leatherface is going to come out of it and hit me with something. So that whole framing and tension as he walks up there was, man, that's excellent. And whenever he actually just comes out, it's just so.
You hear that?
Yeah, and it's kind of subtle too. Like he just comes out and it zooms in, hits. It's very simple, and then he just slams the door. That's
the bet, because he knocks him down, he hits him again, because I watched the scene again.
Yeah,
because it's like so effective. And then then Leatherface, he stands up, he looks towards the camera, and then it's like his movements, because it's not just like a bam. He's like wow. It's like a very like powerful motion.
Dude, it's crazy. It's
like that.
I remember when I first watched it. I remember that it's like. I guess I kind of jumped. It's not like a jump scare. I guess it kind of is, but it's just like whoa, you're just like whoa. That was just came. It feels like
that's one of the best introductions.
It's so strange,
villain right there.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I love that. So that's one of the best scares probably in any movie. But the comedic element of this, which I thought was really funny, was the grandpa not being able to hold the hammer to kill the girl at the very end. And
that was weird. Yeah. Like at first I thought maybe the grandpa was actually just dead and they were keeping the corpse around.
Right, yeah.
But no, like the dude is just barely alive and can't like move and hold himself up.
Yeah. When I first watched, I think when I first watched it, I didn't think about that being that funny. I was just thinking about it being like, oh, this is just, this is their excuse for her to get away. But as I was watching it again, I was sitting there laughing, being like, and apparently it was intentionally supposed to be like funny, like humorous or whatever. I don't know if they're just trying to like relieve you of the all that shit they're throwing at you, of like the screaming and them like laughing at her, or if it was just I don't know, but I thought that scene was funny.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah,
altogether.
Man, this movie's beautifully shot. I remember watching it and thinking, like, man, I wish they'd make movies kind of like this again. Like shoot this in the same like
just the filmography.
Yeah,
of it
exactly.
all
Yeah,
is very good.
Yeah,
it really is.
That last shot where he's like flinging that thing around. It's almost it's like artistic. Yeah,
I love that.
I know.
shot.
I know.
So
It's so good.
That shot of him just waving that chainsaw in the sunrise.
Yeah. And I think my biggest...
It's got that perfect natural lens.
I know.
Sun.
My biggest beef when I first watched this, I thought this movie wasn't deep enough to warrant the beautiful aesthetic that it has. And I was like, well, there's kind of like a difference here. It's like it's almost like an exploitation.
Even other shots are like so well framed.
I know. Yeah, it's almost like there's an exploitation movie and a really good artsy movie like combined into one. But it maybe is a little bit deeper. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a cohesive deepness, but it's
the artistic side of it is the commentary on animals in America.
Yeah,
or the world, but probably America specifically.
Yeah,
and slaughterhouses and stuff like that.
Because in the very beginning, they're so casual about talking about killing meat. Like one of the ladies isn't really into
and the way
it
they
much.
do it, and they're like, oh, they used to use a hammer and stuff like that. Leatherface kills those people with the hammer, and then sometimes they don't get them. You just throw them on the hook and you just cut them open.
Yeah, and he throws somebody on the hook too, or whatever. And
he put somebody on the hook.
Yeah, this is a very anti-meat movie.
He actually saws Franklin.
Yeah, he does. So maybe that is true. You know, like he intentionally made it very aggressive to make you feel the pain of being like just meat. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like there's like deep comments here and there. I don't know if it's cohesive enough at the same time because
I would have to watch it with all of this.
Yeah, you'd have to really think about it to see if there was like a connection.
It's like whenever I was watching, it's like I kind of picked up on all these little things, but I thought they were all unintentional.
Right? Yeah.
I thought it was just like, and then I was like, well, I'm not going to try to like put more into it than what was actually there.
Yeah, you underestimate it because it's old and it's just like an exploitation movie, and that's probably some of this might be that. But I think there was more to it.
Yeah.
But again, like the shot of, I always think about that last shot of him just swinging that chainsaw around.
Good. I watched that scene again.
I know.
It was. I looked it up and watched it.
It's so good. It's but a lot of times when you're watching a movie, you're looking for like the thematic reasoning for a shot. Like how is this actually linked to the plot and the characters and this theme and the stories or whatever. It's beautiful, but what does it mean? You know, and it could be it doesn't mean shit. It's just a beautiful shot of him swinging, and it could just be insane. It's just insanity. Yeah, that might be all it's saying. Just like with Michael Myers, you're looking for meaning, and then like it doesn't mean anything. He's just evil. You know. So yeah, but this movie is great. The more I think about this movie, the more I enjoy it in my head. Yeah,
like this one has just warranted a lot of like afterthought. Yeah, and I completely never expected it to.
This movie, I think, this movie will probably grow with me now, and I'm thinking about it more with age or whatever. Yeah, and that might make it a better movie. And
I feel like my review of this movie is likewise maybe an 8.
8. Yeah, I'm
almost tempted to go higher.
I'm gonna go 9. I know.
The more I talk about it, I'm tempted to be like 8.5, and I'm like, damn, that's breaking into ground of some of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's not quite up there. Right, so I feel like an 8.
I agree because I'm gonna go 8.5. I'll go 8.5. I don't care because I love horror movies. I don't care. I've never been like one of those people that's just like, okay, well, some of my favorite movies all the time. If I was like, some of these people are just like The Godfather. Like that's the best.
Oh no!
And they're just like, and then like that because that's a movie that it's like that movie genre is a template for amazing movie drama. That's an amazing movie for and then go, oh, horror is beneath that. Horror is this, it can only be as good as a horror movie can be. I think that's bullshit because a movie can only be as good as its intentions, like, so if this is it's really just your priority. If you enjoy horror more than drama, then this horror movie is better than The Godfather. You know what I'm saying? It's all about priority. If you enjoy comedies more than drama, then this comedy, like romantic comedy, I don't care if it's romantic comedy. When Harry Met Sally is a fantastic romantic comedy. If you like that more than The Godfather because you enjoy romantic comedies, then it's a better movie.
You know what? I like The Godfather.
Yeah.
But you know what I think's better? The big fucking Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski. yeah.
Possibly the greatest film.
I really enjoyed The Godfather too, but I was just using that as an example or whatever. And for me, I love horror movies. So for me, some of the best horror movies are. So I like them just as much as some of the best dramas or the best, comedies or whatever. So yeah. But anyway.
All right. Well, that's our review of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with a little extra there.
Yeah.
I didn't expect us to talk about that one.
Yeah. This is good.
It's a good one.